Hi everyone, it's Sue. I'm back today to do a haul. So I went shopping and I was looking for travel specific items. If you noticed in the previous video, I quickly showed you I'm pre-decorating this traveler's notebook cover with the inserts for our trip to Europe in a couple of months. So, and with all the stash that I've got, I was surprised how little travel themed items I had. So I decided to go shopping and get some bits and pieces. So I did do a flip through very quickly of this one that I have decorated. And that is all that I have done. So I haven't had a chance to get back to decorating anymore. I did have one where I glued some, here we go, this is another one. I've just glued some envelopes on the inside pockets just to put bits and pieces in, like this one I did bigger envelopes. So I guess today what I'm going to do is pre-decorate a few pages with you. If you're interested, craft along with me. I have got mess absolutely everywhere. I'm sorry, I've got it all around my desk here. I've been working on several different journals at one time, and I just thought if I cleaned up, I would never get the video done. So here I am in all my messy glory today. So I spent an absolute fortune, but I know that these I can use in my junk journals that I make down the track as well. So I don't think it's excessive at all. So that's my reasoning for it. It was really hard. I don't really have a color theme going through. Basically my whole thought process is just to have pre-decorated pages because I really struggle with a blank page to journal. I just want to journal every day of our adventures and what we got up to, and then when I get home I will then take photos and bits and pieces out of this particular journal, out of this one here, out of this one, take bits and pieces out of whatever I've written here and add it to a junk journal that I want to make when I get home. Probably a lot of people will say double handling. That's just how I roll, so that's how I'm going to do it. So I'll get into the haul part of the video to start with. So I love stamps. As my regular followers would know, I just love stamps. I have so many, it's ridiculous, but I just can't ever pass up a nice stamp, or I can't ever let any stamps go, or very rarely anyway. So I got this by Couture Creations. It's a timepiece, a watch timepiece. I just thought, you know, travel, time, that sort of thing. So not specifically travel, but I can actually use that through my travel journal as well as in other journals that I make, or cards or whatever down the track. This isn't particularly travel either, but I don't see why I can't use florals throughout, and I just particularly loved, so this is a compass, so that's sort of travel related, but it just makes sure that I'm in frame. Yep. So that's travel related as well. Well, that is, so I can use that. I love those. This one obviously postcard, for the record. You know, these, you know, just to decorate backgrounds, that sort of thing can be used. So those, and a atlas. This is actually, does it say? I'm not even going to try and say it. It's in French, so I won't butcher it, but yeah, so atlas type stamps. So I just thought that would be nice as well. I just got some enamel shapes. I love those colors, as I said, and they'll go with these. I'm not doing a particularly color. Each page will probably be, they'll probably match, like when you open up, you know, to a page, I'll probably decorate so that these two pages match, but they won't necessarily be this color theme all the way through. Pink's my favorite color, and rose gold. So these just shouted at me by me. So so there's those. It's them on the back. It's got journey and that sort of thing written on it. So they're travel themed, traveling rose it's called. So I've got those. an absolute truckload of paper. I love paper, and I said I'm not going to buy any more paper, but I can't help myself. So this one is called Sunshine, and it is by Joanna Osalska from Poland. And it is this, I don't know, I can't say that, and I'm not going to attempt to say it either, sorry. But it had, so cute, this Eiffel Tower. You know, I can use part of that on the page. I'll just quickly flip through it. It's very summery, but it's got cameras and suitcases, and we are going on a cruise as part of our trip as well. So, you know, all these papers I can use in my junk journal when I get back home. So they're all double-sided. I just loved that. I just thought it was really summery and travel-y. I love that page as well. Looks like me. No, it doesn't. Only kidding. It doesn't look like anything like me in my dreams. Okay. So I'm just popping these out of the way. They're being relegated to the floor because I've got no more desk space around me. So this one is an Authentique range. It is called Dame. I'm disappointed that these actually didn't have them in 12-inch papers, I don't think. I think I asked, I'm pretty sure I didn't get them, but these are all very sort of French related. So France is going to be a big part of our trip. So, you know, like, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful papers. Look at that. So once again, if I don't use them in this book here that I'm pre-decorating, I will definitely use them in my junk journal when I get home. Loved this one as well, from Carta Bella Paper Company, Cartography. So it's got all these pages of different maps. This is the United States, so I obviously won't use that in my travel journal, but they've also got Italy, so we're going to Italy. What else have they got? It all fell apart when I opened. So Europe, Western Europe, France, it's got Australia in it, England, so we're going to England. What else has it got? I think it repeats after this. Canada, yeah, so that's good. It's got a few there that I can use, and it repeats. I think there's 2 of each. 24 doesn't actually say, 2 or 3 of each sheet, and it's coloured on the front, and then it's got a sepia toned exactly the same on the back, which is really good as well. So it gives you extra options there. This, I'm not a purple lover, but when I look at lavender, I always think of France. I don't know why. I just think, you know, it's just all, I just think of France. Because Provence, and yeah. So this is a Stamperia range. I'm not going to open it up. I hope it's not too glary for you guys. Just trying to, so you can sort of see it's just got like lavender themed, some beautiful scenery themes there that I can sort of cut out and use as well. So that one was really good. This one here, it's an Oriental Garden by Stamperia as well. I love the colours. We're actually going to Hong Kong as well for a few nights. So I just thought, you know, particularly more so this would be good for my junk journal when I get home. I might use some of it in pre-decorating. I said I wouldn't open them, but if I can get into it. Oh, gee, it's stuck shut really well. I just love all these colours in this. Oh, smells so good too. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, look at that. So just beautiful. I mean, those, I could use that in these, pre-decorate some pages using these as well. Isn't that stunning? Absolutely stunning. And those, cut them out. love that. Okay, so that's Oriental Garden by Stamperia. These are chipboard, so they're a little bit thicker, so I probably won't be using a lot of these in my pre-decorated journal, but I just liked, you know, like it's got Journey, the bicycle, that's very Amsterdam, French sort of, I don't know, that speaks to me, like you can, the bike's in Amsterdam, you can ride around Amsterdam, and Paris, I just think of that sitting outside a cafe. And I mean, I don't know, I've probably romanticized all these things in my head. It's probably going to be completely different, but that's all good. This has got Paris on it and a plane, and I mean these wreaths and all that, I will use them all in my own personal journaling anyway, so I don't even know whether I'm getting all that in frame, sorry guys. And this is about the beach. So this is very Italian, I think of Italy, and little Vespers, Italy or Greece. So, but same thing, I can use all these in the junk journal when I get home if I don't use them in here. These were interesting, I haven't seen these before. 49er Market, they're called Vintage Remnants, laser cut shapes. And I just love these. These are, I've had them out. I mean, they weren't cheap, but they weren't expensive. They were 14 Australian dollars, which I think for what you get is very, very reasonable. So I'll just quickly show you. So on the back of this, so you could even cut all this out and use it if you wanted to, but they've got printed on the back here, different little bits of ephemera. But these all poke out, so you know you can use these for, you know, decoration. You've got 1, 2, 3 bits of pieces there. Use this to put on your page. These all just push out. You know, these I find these stunning. I love this sort of thing, so I think they will go well in the journal. So this is again 1, 2, 3 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. So for the price I paid, I think very reasonable. I'm really happy with that. So I did get 2 different lots. I'll show you the other one. I'm just popping them back in the packets because as I said, I've got such a mess. And they will end up everywhere otherwise. So this is the other one. 49er Market again. Laser cut shapes frame set number 2. And the same thing again, they have ephemera pieces printed on the back that you can cut out, and then all the push outs or pop outs, whatever you want to call them, here. I haven't seen them before, I just was really intrigued with them. So, and if I don't use them in here, I will definitely use them in my junk journals. Yeah, so absolutely loved those. And then we get back down to all the paper, because I need more paper like a hole in the head. Not really, but it's all good. Okay, so this one is by Cartabella Paper Company. So it is 12-inch sheets, 24 single-sided these are. So they have the cutouts. See, oh, and the paper, the quality is just beautiful, feels gorgeous. So I mean, why can't I use these in my travel journal? You know, I just think, you know, this particularly, any of them I couldn't use, but I mean, I will definitely use these. I love making botanical junk journals anyway, so these won't go astray. Just gorgeous. You know, just some basic colours. I could cut out some of these with a circle punch, and just for decoration as well. Smaller square cutouts. I just love the colours. See, this is just a French market, flower market it reminds me of, so I mean, I could use that. And is that a repeat, or is it this? Let me have a look. What will we have a look at the front? No, it's not, it's different. So more cutouts. So there is beauty all around. Look at that, isn't that just gorgeous? You know, I could cut out one of those and put them on the page. And so then it just repeats from there. So So Carta Bella, so that's that one. This one is Minte by Corolla. Hopefully I said that right. Is this, I didn't mainly get it because of this, but I just thought these would be great for putting little photos in. I'm actually taking my Sprocket with me because I just thought we've shattered ourselves a really good digital SLR camera. I've always been into some sort of photography, and I haven't had a camera now for quite a few years, so we decided we'd shout ourselves that. I'm trying to learn how to use it properly so it's not on automatic at the moment, so it's doing my head in, but I'm still we'll have our phones obviously so we can call family at home, but we'll probably just, you know, have little snapshots here and there on our phone as well. So I just thought, you know, I'm taking my little Sprocket printer, which I absolutely love, just so that, you know, like if we are exhausted and at night we don't want to go out or anything, I can sit in there and print out photos and add them to my pages if I want to, that sort of thing. I may not even use it, but you can bet if I don't take it, I'll want to use it. So this one I loved because it's got the, you know, the old suitcases and the florals and, you know, like all this old vintage sort of thing here. Absolutely stunning. So these all, you can just cut all these out, and then the pages have all those elements on them. So once again, if I don't use them in here, like this, it's too beautiful to cut down, I think, and put in here. Although it does repeat, so there's 2 of each sheet, and then that's the back. So look at that, look at that. That's just beautiful. I mean, I won't use that. I won't use that. That would make a really nice, you know, I was going to say journal cover, but you'd have to cut it down. And that's the back. So like tickets, you know, all those sort of things can be used as well. These are just beautiful. That's the back for that one. Old doors. Look at that. Just beautiful. And even some of these, I mean, look at that. Or is that the same as the front? No, I haven't got that one yet. So, you know, like use that as an element. I can even tip that in and have journaling on the back. Just beautiful. And then it repeats again. So yeah, so these, like I can have that as showing on the front and tip it in, and then on the back there it's got this, so you could add a photo, or I could put like a little bit of a paper in there for a journaling spot. So that's that one. Yes, I will. I was going to say I won't put it back in now, but I will, because I know what'll happen. There'll be mess everywhere. Also, while I'm here, I just want to apologise. I've been very sporadic with my Tuesday inspiration for those ladies and gents that enjoy watching those. 2020 has started out with my poor mum being quite ill, so the last couple of weeks I have spent a lot of time, my sister and I have spent a lot of time caring for her and looking after her, so she is more important at the moment, so that's why there hasn't been many videos, but she's starting to get better, so hopefully I might be able to give you a few more before the wedding and before we go away, so we'll see what happens. This one's another Stamperia called Imagine. This shop that I went into, she'd only just got these in before the Christmas break, so she hadn't even had a chance to put them out yet, so she was telling me about them, so I thought, oh well, I'll have a look, and I managed to of course pick a few that I liked. Oh, hang on, can't get into this one either. So, just love the colours. Oh my goodness. And this is what happens. I get these beautiful pads and then I hoard them because I just love looking at them, and I don't like to cut into them, which is ridiculous. So these are all double-sided. Aren't they stunning? Absolutely beautiful. So So, you know, I can cut out some of these envelopes if I want to and have them in there, some of these journaling spots. Stamperia do just amazing products, don't they? They're just absolutely stunning. Look at that. Oh. It's so 3D, you know, that looks so real. Those ladies, I'm sorry, I just don't want to have to repeat it for you. I don't want to bore you to tears. I mean, look at that. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yum. So yummy. Some tags. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that for a sewing journal. With big pages like this, I sometimes wish I still did the 12-inch format of scrapbooking. But anyway, I don't, so. Actually, these don't repeat. These are all just one-offs by the looks of it. So you get lots and lots. See, look at that. I know. Just absolutely stunning. So that one will come in handy. This one, Quest, is probably a little bit more about sailing or, you know, the ocean. As I said, we are going on a cruise as well, which is going, we do Croatia, Greece, Italy, south of France. So I just thought this would come in handy. So like I can cut all these bits out and use them as decorations as well. So, you know, just even these things, you know, life is short, the world's wide. I've left my heart in so many places. See, they're just stunning. So, I mean, it's probably, actually, it's not mainly sailing. I thought it was, but there's, you know, boats, there's planes, all sorts in here. So what do we get? Two of each sheet. And these are beautiful too, gorgeous quality as well. So that's those. This looks very Moroccan to me. So planes, you know, I can use some of that as decorative pieces. Postcards on the back. You know me and postcards, I love postcards. Pan Am. That's amazing. So that'll be beautiful to use. Just old little tickets, like, what do you call those that you put on your bag? Yeah, anyway, whatever they're called, can't think. And then these are die cut pop out things. Beautiful. So that one will be really, really good. And then okay, so this one is another Stamperia around the world. So actually, yeah, no, I will. I'll do this. I'll show you this one. Oh, yum. These are beautiful. Look at that. So, what do we got? We've got Paris and we've got London. So we're going there. Venice, we're going there. Oh, just beautiful. Look at these. What's on the back of those? So see, those I would tip in, use as tip-ins, and then you can journal on the back as well, give you extra journaling space. Look at that. Oh. And then you've got your envelopes and your journaling spots. The same thing on the back. They've got this as the background, so you could just on the back of it, sorry, so you could just journal on that. More postcards. Absolutely beautiful. Love Stamperia, they're just amazing. Absolutely amazing. You know, and there's no reason why I can't cut these out of the back here as well. If I don't particularly want to use that page, you know, you can use these smaller bits here as well. I'm gonna won't put that back in the packet because it's all gummed together anyway. So, and even look, even here I could use that. So when I do eventually cut into a piece of paper, not much goes to waste. This is now I don't know whether it's Pion or Peon design. I quite like, they're quite muted, these. This company does quite muted paper, but I love this because it's got all these little tickets that you can cut out, and I just thought this would be really good for a travel journal. This is all the same range. It's the World Awaits range. It's beautiful. You know, I can cut this out as full strips or each piece individual, use them as elements on the page. We are catching the train from, where are we catching it from? London to Paris. Well, we're doing a lot of train travel, but from London to Paris, and I just thought, you know, that would be really lovely as well. I might even keep that one for the junk journal when we get home, I think. Yeah, so some of these I won't use now, but I was thinking of the junk journal too. But you know, like this, it's a fob watch, planes on the back. Oh, this is the 12-inch sheet of that little pad that I showed you earlier on, where I'm sitting on the suitcase, remember? So I can use, you know, cut these out and use them as well. This is the Pion Designs as well, Mr. Tom's Treasures. I just liked all these little journaling spots here that I could use, and that's another 12-inch of that smaller pad. So thick, this paper, it's like cardboard. So yeah, I won't use that to pre-decorate my journal, but I'll use that in my junk journal when I get home somehow. So that's just the larger version of that. I mean, I could cut some of these out if I wanted to pre-decorate, and that's it. So that's it. That's huge haul, but it will definitely not go to waste. So that's that I bought from my favourite shop, Bella Peppery in Brendale in Brisbane. Now also these are from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and these are on Etsy. They're printables. Sorry, I've just got them off the printer. Why? Okay. So Roxy Creations, and they're Italian collage elements. So as I said, we're going to Italy, so we'll be spending, what have we got? 6 in total, probably 8 days in different areas of Italy. So I just thought that these would go really well for pre-decoration, and these are just stunning, absolutely stunning, Rachel. You know, like I could use that whole piece and decorate a page if I wanted to, but I can, you know, tear them up. They're printables, so I can print them again if I want to use them when I get home. So Venice, these, yeah, so these will be really yummy to use. So I've just printed them off now. I bought them a couple of weeks ago, but I just haven't had a chance to get to them. So look at that, it's gorgeous. I think, I'm not sure where Steffi might have done some of these. I'm not sure, I can't remember what Rachel said, but you know, like these elements on a page with a few words or something, that's all I have to do is to pre-decorate, and the page is done. So I've got those. I've got lots of different bits and pieces. I've got a pile of stuff here. I've got a box over to my right. Another thing that I also did was I just went through on Instagram. I follow a couple of Site's best cities in Europe and Insight Vacations and that sort of thing, and I just took a screenshot of some of the photos that were on there. I'm not using these to sell anything, so these are just for my personal journaling. So I just thought, you know, I can pop some of these, even though, you know, I might have the Eiffel Tower on the page pre-decorated, but we might be in London or Rome, it doesn't matter. It's all, you know, it's all Europe. We're doing, you know, the big trip, so it can all just sort of, it'll just all fit somewhere. So I've just printed all those off and trimmed those down. So, you know, I've got Paris and Greece and Italy and Amsterdam, and I've got, I think that's Bordeaux, yeah, Bordeaux in France, and England, and with Amsterdam, yeah. So I just thought, you know, I could use those as well. So that's always something that you can do, you know, so long as you're not selling using someone else's images. I don't know, it's probably not, I don't know, it's really, really touchy, isn't it? It's probably not necessarily the right thing to do. I don't know. I'll just see how I go. I may use them, I may not. I also just found, oh, that's London, Neal's Yard in London. Just some little bits and pieces of out of magazines, and oh, that's nothing to do with this. And I also found a couple of old Kaisercraft pads, that 6-inch pads that I could possibly use as well. So I'm just going to get my bearings, and I might pre-decorate a few pages. So I'm just going to pop you on pause while so that I'm not fumbling completely. Just get everything that I think I might want beside me, and I might do a little bit of decorating. So I'll be back very shortly. Okay, I'm back. I didn't put any thought into what I grabbed, to be quite honest. I just grabbed a few bits and pieces, and we'll go from there. So I'm just going to, this is probably going to be really rambly. Sorry guys, and I'm really nervous because I really don't do my journaling on film normally. So but I guess it's always good to see someone else's process, and sometimes I can easily do, like, pages can come together easily for me, and then other times I just really struggle. So we'll see what happens. I also have this little box of, I went through, before I went shopping, went through some magazines and just all different bits and pieces that I had, and I've just thrown it all in here. I've got washi tape and yeah, like all this sort of, this was out of Daphne's diary. So once again, these are all got, you know, like Rome, different places, Venice, where we're going to go. So I thought I could cut them out as well. So they're a little bit shiny, but that doesn't worry me either. So I just thought, I don't know, let's just have a look and have a play and see what happens, hey? So yeah, I'm hoping to do a few of these videos. I just thought I may as well, while I'm sitting here and doing it, I may as well just share it with you guys and see what happens. These also I just printed off from Pinterest with all the different places that we are actually going, or travel themed different things. So these are Graphics Ferry images here. Yeah, so these can all be cut out and used throughout. So I've just put them on that little clip just so that they're all together. So I'm just going to pop them to the side. I also wanted to show you this. I love this stuff. I found it at Daiso ages ago, and I've had it sitting in the box not using it, and it's an oil blotting paper for your face, I think it is. And I just, because I love anything craft, but when you glue it on, it's transparent, but it just gives a beautiful look to your page. If you hear a big bang, another pile of stuff's just fallen everywhere. So this is my personal journal that I'm trying to get up to date at the moment. So this is sort of not my personal. I've got another journal where I write all my personal deep thoughts. This is more like a bit like scrapbooking, I guess, memory keeping. So I want to add photos and journaling as well. So I haven't written any journaling here, but I just wanted to show you. And all my photos are coming out everywhere that I haven't stuck in. Just what it looks like. It just adds another element to the page. So it's transparent, really beautiful and thin. It's almost like an onion skin paper. Yeah, so keep an eye out for those. Probably even your pharmacies or your chemists might have something like that, or your drugstore, whatever you call them, wherever you are in your part of the world. So I've really enjoyed using them. And then I also found, it was like Christmas, I found a tray of things that I had put aside. These are the same. These are oil blotting papers as well, and they're actually in colours. So I haven't used these yet, but how cool is that? So it just adds something to your page, gives it a little bit of depth without adding too much bulk. So I don't know, we might use some of those. I'm really going off track there. Okay, so here we go. We'll start on this insert. And I can't even remember. Not that it matters, I'll just do. So and I will decorate the front of each one. And here I just thought I'll put, you know, the dates of where we were. This is my one for my list of things not to forget. So I need to seriously start sitting down and thinking about what we need there. So yes, I did decorate the first page. Oh, there's that oil blotting paper there as well. So I've put that on there. Okay, so I'll do the first page. And as I said, like, switch off if I'm boring you to tears, but I just thought I'll, as I said, turn the camera on and we'll just see where it takes us. So I just really loved this paper. I just was thinking I might use something out of here. And as I said, I'm not trying to, because I don't want to limit myself to just a certain amount of pages per place, because I just figure, you know, some places I might fall in love with more than others, and we might do more or we might see more. So I just wanted to just decorate it however, and just sort of have, you know, pieces of where we're actually going to go. So I'm just thinking, so I might use, okay, where's my scissors? I just need to have a drink of water, sorry. Haven't even asked. I hope you're all doing really well. Sorry about that. I'll put my glasses on as well so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to cut sorry, see, this is what I do. I think and don't talk. Okay, I want to use some of these as tip-ins. Like this is quite, I will cut that all as if it's all torn. This one's probably the one with the straightest edge, or even this. That looks like it's San Francisco or somewhere though, I could be wrong. Does that matter? I don't think it matters, does it? Anyway, that's too hard at the moment, I'm going to leave that. And these I'll use as some tip-ins as well. The only thing with that is I can't tip them in that way because they're too big, but I guess there's no reason why I can't tip them in that way. Okay, I'm going to leave them as well. Process of elimination, hey? What have we got here? Okay, so I might just cut, need to start somewhere. I'm just going to cut out this one, Eiffel Tower one here. Now they cut into it then. And I've got another box of different bits and pieces too. I sort of was, as I said, I was really struggling for travel themed items, and then I've got all these Daphne's diaries and Frankie magazines, all that sort of thing. So I started going through there, and it's actually amazing what you can find in magazines of any sort, really, to do with whatever theme journal you're working on at the time. So, and now that I've done that, I don't like that green around it, so I'm actually going to cut that off, and I'm just going to use this as an element on the page. This is what I do. I sort of just fiddle around, and it's probably more collage than anything, and just so long as I don't know what the rules are, if there are any rules for collage. I just do whatever pleases my eye, and yeah, I mean, you can always, it's a little bit like art journaling, I guess. You can always sorry, I'm just looking for my ink. You can always add layers over top. If you don't like what you've done, you can always add more layers over the top. So I mean, this, you're probably not even really seeing any ink there, but I'm just getting rid of those white edges. I mean, I could use this as a tip-in because there's more room for journaling there if you like. I'm not going to do that though. I'm just actually going to just glue this onto the page with some other bits and pieces. So I'm just going to have a look and see what I've got. I did actually find in that tray of goodies that I found as well, these vintage stickers that I got from a garage sale. Vintage label stickers, sorry. I can't get them open. So, you know, these will go well, I think, in this journal as well. So, let's go, we might even go something that's round, just to soften the edges a bit. So these labels are always good to, you know, you can pop your date on the labels as to where you are, or the name of the place that you're at. Just adds a different element to the page. I've also got these that I have stamped from some stamps that I've got. It's these ones here, and they are a Finnabar stamp. Absolutely love these. I've been using these in my personal journal as well. So there is actually, I think, another set here somewhere. I've got all these rub-ons, old rub-ons that I found. So this is actually a really good process for pre-decorating this journal, to be honest, because I've got all these rub-ons. Rub-ons used to be the thing at one stage when I was scrapbooking. And sorry, I'm just trying to find that other set of stamps. Don't know where they are. But I've got all these rub-ons that I found too that I forgot about. The only thing is, some of them don't work anymore. So I guess in one way I risk wrecking a page if they only partially come off. But as I said, you can always add another layer. But it's also working well because if they don't work anymore, I am throwing them out. Some of them you could probably cut out and use as stickers if you wanted to. I'm not sure how that would work. But these are old K&Co company stickers, rub-ons, sorry. So, you know, these, I found these, so I thought I may as well try and use them. If they don't work, I'll just throw them out. It's not, you know, it's no huge loss at all. So, okay, what am I going to do? I don't know. Sorry guys, and this is probably what these videos are going to be like. They're going to possibly drag a little bit. I hope they're not too boring. Just let me know if you find them just really a waste of your time. I don't have to continue, so anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stick this down. I'm just gonna get it down on the page. And sometimes what I have been doing too is if I get stuck on a page and I've got a couple of elements on the page, can't go any further, I will skip that page, move on to another one, and then quite often when you find you come back to it, it becomes easier to actually complete that decoration. I want to enjoy the process of pre-decorating, because this will be something that we will be able to look back on in years to come. So I want it to look nice, but I also want to enjoy the process. I don't want it to become a chore. So, you know, I want to have a little bit of a thought process to it, just so that it does look, you know, so that it does come together nicely. So that rub on, if it works, I'm actually just going to stick up the top of the page. So this weekend, so today is Wednesday. Wednesday? Yes, Wednesday. I'm going to keep an eye on the time too, because we've got a dinner on tonight with the owner of the homestead where we're having our wedding, just to go through some details. So I'm meeting her at 6, so I'll have to finish this up fairly soon, but I will, as I said, I will do a few more videos as well. So this is amazing. These, I actually had these, I used to own my own scrapbooking shop years ago, and I think I closed it in 2000 and, oh God, when was that? 2007. 2007 I closed. So I had the shop for 3 years. So these are, I got these when I first opened, 2004. Can't be. What's that? What does that make it? 2004, 2010, 16 years old? Wow. And they're still working well. It's amazing, isn't it? Some of them that I have tried to use though, and they are, you know, like just the cheaper brands, obviously, so you get what you pay for. They just don't even, they don't even rub off anymore, so I've just thrown them. So that's come off really beautifully. So I mean, you could even leave that if you wanted to. You could leave that as a page, and you know what, I'm going to put a bit of cheesecloth behind there, and I'm going to leave it at that. So, and same thing, if I want to, I am actually thinking of taking a few stickers and that sort of thing in a little carry case, you know, not in big detail. I mean, I don't know whether I'm going to get time to do it or not, but I just thought it's not going to hurt if I've got it there, and I want to, you know, how exciting would it be sitting in a cafe in Paris and being one with the locals, and sitting there and just doing a little bit of journaling. I just think that will be amazing. So I just thought, if I've got it there, I've got it there. If I don't use it, it's not a big deal. It's not taking up a lot of space. I mean, I'm not going to take heaps of stuff, but I just figure, why not? It's certainly not going to hurt just putting it in the suitcase. So even though this is a sticker, I am just actually going to add a little bit more glue, because it's going on top of that cheesecloth particularly, just so that it does adhere down. Oops. Make sure I got it up the right way. So as I said, you could put the date or where you are, or the date and where you are on here. So I'm just going to pull that cheesecloth so it's a little bit rougher looking, and I want it to hang out the bottom as well. So on this one here that I've already done, I've got, you know, bits hanging out, and I love all that sort of thing. You know, I have sewn some bits and pieces. You can see here I've got sewing thread hanging out as well, so I intend to try and maybe do that So I mean, that's not too bad. It's fairly plain, but I mean, we don't want to decorate the whole page. I want room for journaling. I will probably decorate something on here, but I will go back to those. So I might just flip over and get on and maybe do some more. So where are those stamps that I bought? Let's have a look at those. Okay. So do you guys like to, if you journal, do you like to journal on a blank page, or do you prefer a decorated page? I have touched on this before as well. You know, like my sister and I call it journal sickness. Like I would struggle to write anything on there because there's nothing there. I just find it more exciting if there's something on the page. It's more inviting. So just let me know in the comments if you do journal, what you know, how you feel about that. So so what I'm doing is I'm not going to, through these, I'm not just going to decorate on the left or the right on the bottom. I'm going to mix it up a bit. I'm going to do some journaling in the middle as well, some up the tops, you know, down the sides, just so that the bulk's not all, so I don't end up with a journal that looks like this, you know, like all the bulk here and then it's closed up there. So I just want to sort of spread it around a little bit. So I'm just thinking I might use one of these stamps just as a bit of a background. Now, yes, $27.50. I've always bought stamps. I don't think that that's overly expensive for a stamp that I'm going to have for many, many years to come, and that has that is very versatile. I think that's a good investment. That's just what I think, because I know that I will utilize this a lot. Now, I don't have an acrylic block. I normally use an acrylic block with my stamps. I don't have an acrylic block that size, but what I want to do is I want it to look, when this is stamped, I don't want it to be even, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's not the image isn't, it's sort of, you know, like lots and different bits and pieces, so it doesn't matter if it's not stamped even. So basically all I'm doing is I want to just have it as a underneath layer on my page. Now with new stamps, I just use a white eraser and I just rub over, just condition the stamp a bit. Sometimes they don't stamp very well, so it's always a good idea just to have a piece of blank paper as well. I'll just grab that just to make sure that it's going to stamp okay. As I said, it's on the background here, so it doesn't really matter so much, but I'm just using, and probably see what I've done to my stamp now. Probably a good idea to wipe the stamp over and get rid of that, the excess from the eraser. So I hope I haven't ruined that ink pad now. Let's see. So I'm just, yeah, probably even easier just to get the ink pad and stamp it like this. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. So I just basically want to see how it's going to stamp. So just so I've got a bit of an idea, I don't completely ruin a page. Okay. I probably don't particularly want it that square, so what I'll probably end up doing is I won't knead it all the way around. So I'm just going to add a little bit more ink on that. I should show you my stamp collection one day. It's ridiculous, but I love them. So I'm just going to hold my breath, place it down, and I'm not going to knead all the way around. I'm just going to, you know, knead it a little bit. Perfect. It's perfectly imperfect. So that's what I wanted though. I just wanted something as a layer on the background without bulk, and I'll be good and I will clean my stamp. I will admit I don't always do this. So I normally just use a unfragranced nappy wipe, and this one I'm using is the Huggies Pure. pure water, no perfume. So they're not sort of going to sit on your stamp and eat away at your stamp or anything. And then I just get the excess moisture off before I put it away. Wouldn't be anything worse than a stamp going mouldy if you don't use it again for a little while. I have got some of those Tim Holtz binders for stamps, but I don't know, they're in a box somewhere from when we moved last and I haven't managed to find them yet, so I need to go through and find a storage system for my stamps. They're all just in tubs at the moment. Okay, so that's that. And then I just work out, you know, I'm going to add something on top of that. What do I want to add? I don't know. What about some of Rachel's, what have I done with them now? Here they are. Rachel's printables probably would be nice with that. Which one? See, I just love, I'm going to go with this floral. I love botanical prints. So, and as I said, I don't see why I can't utilize them through a travel journal. I just cut into that one. I mean, there's flowers. Where you go? We're going to Amsterdam and we're going to the, is it the Keukenhof Gardens where all the tulips and the windmills are? So there's going to be, you know, I'm going to have photos of flowers on our travels anyway. So perfect time to be going there as well, apparently. So they should all be out in bloom. So that's exciting. So this is all printed as it's torn anyway, so I am just going to tear it and then I will actually ink it a little bit as well. Very, very roughly, as you can tell. Okay. And I'm actually even going to tear that. I'm not going to throw this away because I will probably use it. Going to tear that as well and ink that. So I'm just going to pop that in my little white tub of bits and pieces. I don't like this gap down here. Am I being too pedantic? Maybe I'm being too pedantic. I like that there for some reason. Let me have a look what washi tape we've got. This is also washi tape that was on some packaging from Maddie at Crafty Law, so I've kept that and I'm going to put that in the journal as well. Let's just have a look, see what I've got. Actually, you might use that. I'll use that down the middle. I'm just going to open it up and have a look. It's just a matter of playing, really, isn't it? So, you know, I'm going to tear that edge. I don't particularly want a straight edge. It's another thing. I've got so much washi tape and I just don't use it because I hoard it. I just love looking at it and I just think it's ridiculous. Spend all this money on supplies and just to have it sit so you can look at it. What's the point? There we go, that's a pile of something falling down. I don't know, I'm going to take that right down to the bottom. Probably all screaming at me saying, what are you thinking? But as I said, it's just basically it's so that I don't have a blank page to journal on. I can add or take things away from the page if and when I'm able to. I just didn't like the white piece that was in the middle where the stamp didn't actually stamp. Yeah, now I don't like that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just have another. I've got to have another go here at this one. Let's see what I can find. I'm trying to tear with the way that Rachel had these printed. Tear those leaves off there. I love printables because, you know, you can do this sort of thing, tear with them, even though these I think are meant for collaging, but you can print them again and use them in different formats, which I think is really lovely. Okay, so I'm going to have a straight edge here. One straight edge. And I'm doing exactly like I didn't like that pure white piece down the middle, and then I was just going to add. Okay. That's a little bit better. It's not great. Hey, it's not perfect, but I think I'm going to cut that edge off too. Do I tear it? Let's tear it. So indecisive. I'm just going to roughly ink around there as well. There. I'm going to just stick it down, guys. It's ridiculous. So I'm just going to use my U-Butte glue stick from Kaisercraft. I actually do stock these in my website if you're interested. I will try and remember to put the link down below. Okay, so I'm just going to stick there. So I'm not sticking it right down in the crease of the page, just so that it opens and closes with ease. Sorry, I'm just digging out of my bin that nappy wipe just to wipe up that glue. So that, let me have a look. I've got these craft labels as well. Do I want? It's hard, isn't it? Because I really regret putting that down there now, I think. I'm going to cut one of these. I'm going to cut it about a third of the way in. So I will keep this piece and I'm just going to stick this down. It's the same thing. This can be used as to put the date and the place that we're staying at. And I'm going to actually try and replicate that flower and just have something soft coming out here, I think. Let me just think where my flowers are. Just bear with me for 2 ticks. Let's put the lid on my glue. Okay, so see, I've got myself in such a mess. So if I've got some white roses, would be nice, wouldn't it? It doesn't look like it. See, I don't want anything that big. Can I do yellow roses? I don't particularly want anything that big either. It looks a bit better though. It sort of softens that washi tape there. I don't mind that. I'm going to do that. Like I said, I'm just going to get it done. If I don't just make a decision, I'm never going to get these done, and I'm not going to have a journal to write in when I go over there. I mean, I know it's still a decent way away, but we've still got lots of wedding prep and that we're doing, and between work and all that sort of stuff, the time is just flying. So okay, so I'm going to call that done. I might just to bring that black that's there, I'm just going to go around this on the inside of this craft label, just so whatever I write on there, whether it be the date or where we are, is actually something that you see when you first look at the page. So I'm just doing a fairly straight line first and then just a wiggly line. It doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. So that just ties that in a little bit with that black there. So that's, I'm calling another page done. So I might just do one more page, guys, and then I'm going to have to say hooray for today and go and get organised for this dinner. So but yeah, I will definitely be back, and I will definitely be doing more decorating of this if that is something that is of interest to you. What have we got here apart from a big mess? Yeah. Is this how you work? Do you work with just mess everywhere? And I just get myself in such a pickle that I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna have a look in here and see what bits and pieces I've got. Okay, I'm just gonna have a look here. What have we got? What have we got? So I like to do, you know, like square and not just square lines. I just think that it adds a little bit of interest to your page if you have different shapes on there. So, okay, all right. I've just grabbed a few bits and pieces, and I'm just going to work with those because I just find that I get too overwhelmed if I have too much right in front of me. So I love these little envelopes. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add this on here, and I'm going to make it a pocket as well as an envelope, so that gives me room to put a tag if I want to, as well as put little bits and pieces, tickets and that sort of thing on the inside. So I'm just going to stick that down. I'm pretty much just going to put it in the center on the bottom here. Then I might, so I can put a tag in behind there, which I will probably decorate a tag possibly and put in there, and I'll probably come back to that. So as I said, some of these pages won't be complete, excuse me, but I will flick back and play around with them if I'm not happy with them. Excuse me for a minute. Oh, sorry about that. So, and as I said, I don't want everything to be down the bottom, so I'm going to try and do just a little cluster of something up here in the top left. Excuse me again, guys, so sorry. Okay. Yeah, just a little cluster of something. So I'm just going to go with this darker blue. It's not exactly the same blue, but it goes better with that, I think. Okay, so once again, very, very basic, but I think I like that. And I'm just going to make the decision to stick it down. So I'm going to have that, I will cut that off. But once again, I've got a little cluster here, and this can be used for extra journaling or a date, where we are, that type of thing. So I quite like that. I am just going to stick it down. I'm actually going to cut that so I have a straight edge to just glue straight to the side of the page. And I don't know, I'm not going to keep that bit because I've just got so many bits and pieces. So I just need to have a look and see how far down I want to put that. So about there. Okay. Excuse me again. I'm sorry if my head's been popping into frame too. I didn't think of that. So I'm just sticking that down. You're going to use any form of glue too. On the previous insert, I actually used some double-sided tape as well. Just depends what you've got to hand, I guess. What you're sticking down, what you prefer to use. So I'm actually going to ink, put a little bit of ink around here. Excuse me. I've been on these blood pressure tablets, and one of the side effects is a cough. It's not anything, it's just a dry, annoying cough, and I just cough all the time. I've actually she's changed me and put me on new ones, but I'm still coughing. So hopefully, I don't know whether it's because the older ones, I've only just started them today, whether because the old ones are still in my system. So I'm hoping in a couple of days I won't have this cough, because I cough all night too, so I don't sleep, which is really frustrating. So fingers crossed these new tablets don't make me cough. How I had that then. Do I go like that? No, I'm just gonna stick it down there a bit. Just do it, Sue. So just with my clusters or my collaging, I don't like, I don't particularly want to have this going in a straight line with that, so it's just to give you all those different layers. So that's that. That's very, very basic, very, very basic page. I'll just see if I've got a tag that I can pop in there. Okay, here's a tag, and I'll probably add some ribbon and decorate it before I finish the journal. And this little envelope here opens up too, so I can put some little bits and pieces in there. So that is that. Anyway, I can't get that closed now, so I'm going to leave that. So it's as easy as it is, guys, it's just something to sort of start you on a page if you struggle with writing on a blank page. Just makes it a little bit more exciting. That's like completely different to what I had in my head, but I quite like that now that I look at it. So you've got all these different layers. I mean, I'm taking up a fair bit of real estate on that page for journaling, but you know, I just enjoy the creative journaling side of it. So if it means I have used 2 more inserts on my trip because of the way I've decorated, that's just the way it goes, and that doesn't concern me at all. So when I get a full insert, I can just leave it in the hotel room in our suitcase. It's just so that my traveler's journal isn't as bulky. And this is a very simple one. As I said, I will add some seam binding or something on there, maybe put a little bit of decoration or some words on that. You can even put it that way. And so that's just a couple of pages that I've done today. So I've got my best friend coming up this Friday and her sister. We quite often try and have a couple of craft weekends a year if we possibly can. They're coming up this weekend, so I'm really looking forward to catching up with them. We have so much fun together. Love them both dearly, so I'm hoping to get a lot more of this decorated while they're here. Well, obviously I won't film while they are here, but I will do a flip through if I do complete anything for you. So as I said, I will be doing more of this on camera. If that's something that interests you, keep an eye out for it. I will actually put it in the title that it's pre-decorating my travel journal, and hopefully next week I will be back with some Tuesday inspiration for you guys. Thanks for standing by me and coming back and supporting me. I hope you're all really well and enjoying 2020 so far, and I will see you again soon. I hope you get some time to craft. Bye guys, see ya.